So just welding up the exhaust system now. I'm sorry I'm not the best welder, but I'm gonna sand this after to get rid of all the mess, but yeah, but it will hold and there won't be any leaks, and so that's the main thing. And got another piece here. And this will be cleaned up as well. And then I've got all the rest of the pipe to do. So just welding up the exhaust system now. Yeah, so this muffler is going to be put in now. I welded these stainless parts on, flanges, and I'll show you what I've done so far. Yeah, so that's all stainless. And yep, we're going to put the silencer in and then the tailpipes. So I got this flange left to do and these 4 smaller ones that I'm going to add to this end. Here's some of the stainless exhaust I've made. The exhaust manifold is removing and putting the exhaust manifold on is the hardest job I've had to do in a Citroen. It's absolutely shocking, and quite frankly really poorly engineered how the location of the bolts are on the manifold connecting to the exhaust, and there's almost no access, and there's this starter motor cover in the way. I had to remove one of the suspensions there. I had to remove this hydraulic pump. I had to remove the clutch cable. I had to remove the steering wheel and the speedo cable, and I'm still really struggling with it. I've got 2 bolts in, and then I'm going to put this the last bit of the manifold on, and hopefully I won't run into any trouble. So I'm continuing to work on the rust repair on the floor here, and it's well, it's almost finished. The plates are welded in, and I've just put rust converter on the front and the back, and I've also repaired this piece is a new piece and a couple of pieces here. So rust converter's been put on all the back here that are repaired, and then body filler will be placed here and on the top after this is dried, and then it'll be sanded and then spray painted black. So I finished the inside. So it's a bit dark, but there it is. Obviously not perfect, but carpet's going to be over this, and also this is covered by carpet as well. Yes, sorry it's a bit dark, but that is finished. Now I'll show you that's also going to be hidden, so it's a bit ugly, but it's very solid and better than a rusty one. That was the part I replaced a few weeks ago. This was replaced, and a patch here, and underbody spray will be on this side underbody spray will be put on this part to match the rest of this, but it'll be done later because I don't have it at the moment. And yeah, unfortunately it's a bit dark so you can't really see it, but all of that was replaced, and underbody spray will be put on this later when I go and buy some. So before I put the door on, this is the most rusty door I've had, and I've started the rust repairs on this. I've put a patch in there, and the welding's not perfect, but I'm getting a lot better at it, and that top part was pretty tidy. So I've got to do those 2 patches and also some patches on the back of the door, and then I'm gonna tidy it all up and primer it and then put it back on the car, and then put all the other panels back on and start getting the car tidied up. So today I've put the wings back on and I've done the wiring for them. Unfortunately, only one of the horns is working, and the headlight flasher doesn't seem to be working now as well. I'm still going through some wiring and connecting the heater, the fan, and window washer and pump. So I'm doing it now, and then I'll put the bonnet back on and everything seems fine. I'm going to also change the rear gator on the right side and replace the brake cylinder today as well, because it's leaking. Put a lot of hours into it today, and I've got the front bumpers on and all these parts of the vents are put on. So now what I'm doing before I finish up for today is just tightening all these up, and yeah, and I'll put the bonnet on and get the washer hose connected to the bonnet. I think I'll stick the number plate on too now, so I'll rivet it on. Alright, so I finished, not sure when I last did a video, but everything's back together now, and that's what it looks like. It's a lot tidier than it used to be. These tyres are a bit too wide, so I had to let some air out in order for it to shut properly. But it's all running now, and I'm doing the last mechanical jobs, which is changing this brake cylinder, and I'm also changing the rear gator as well. So in order to do this, there's 2 screws which I've just taken out. Then you pull this off, and then the brake cylinder is just 1 bolt or 2 bolts, and then you just swap it out for one that's working. Here's the brake cylinder that has got new rubber pieces on it, and I replaced the rubber piece on the side and gave it a clean, and hopefully this works. I'm not 100% sure if the cylinder is any good, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't leak anymore. Okay, so I'm at my last stage of getting the car repaired before it goes for a warrant. So it's just rust repair, and I replaced the rear gator here, and there's a brake line that goes from here to here, but unfortunately that's broke, it rusted out, and I'm gonna have to get the shop to make a new one for me, because it's a specific, the way it's like, I think it's called the flange, is specific for Citroens, so I'll have to get the Citroen mechanic to make one for me. This one's looking pretty bad as well, but I'm just gonna clean it up because I don't know if it's ready to replace, so I want to replace that. But all the surface rust will be tidied up and cleaned, and I did that repair maybe 5 years ago. The welding was not very good, but all rust up here needs to be fixed. Some really bad rust in this corner, and that pipe is rusted out. So we got all of that to tidy up, and at the top you can see some of these corners rusted out. This is all rusted out, and the top of the boot, it's all bubbled up. Yeah, that's all of that rust, and maybe there's a little bit down there. This corner as well, and that side obviously same as the other side, all rusted out. And then these rear pillars, so that rear pillar, let's zoom in there, and we got one on the other side, so that one as well. Now I already fixed the front one that was rusted. So while it's out, this back plate, the white one with the number plate on it, that's going to be also resprayed and all rust converted and cleaned up. So now I'm going to take the bumpers off. Alright, so unfortunately I haven't been videoing much just because I've been so busy working on it that I forgot to make some videos. So we're just finishing the last bit of the rust repairs, and here's a piece that I'm about to weld in now. And I'm welding in this piece soon. Then I have some more pieces up the top here that I have to weld in, and then this whole bar has to be replaced, metal sheet, and then some rust on that side as well. Alright, I finished doing this part today, which included all across here and in there, and I'm gonna clean it up, tidy it all up tomorrow, but I did about almost 8 hours today on this. So what I have left is this bar coming across here and here, and that's about it. And then I can assemble the car and it's all ready. Okay, so this part's finished, and I'm gonna use some sealant just to make it pretty, and also some sealant on this side, and then underbody seal on the parts under here. But it's all finished. So now we have to do this bar here and then continue doing that side. Okay, so this side is finished. I haven't spray painted this bar yet, but I'm gonna do it when this part's repaired. So all I have to do now is this, and there's a bit of rust along here and at the top a hole, and then this bumper holder, whatever you call it, is rusted out. So that side needs to be rust repaired, and then that's the main job finished. And now I'm going to be putting this brake pipe on, and then putting the wheel back on now, and getting it in position to get the last piece fixed. And I've also got some more LHM fluid here, and I've just used, I had 6 and that one's empty now, so I've used 2 containers and filled up my LHM, and I've also put on a brand new radiator cap. Yeah. Okay, so here it is, guys. It's all finished. It hasn't passed the warrant yet. I haven't taken it for a warrant, but I'm going to take it next year in a couple of months.